Good afternoon, everyone. Great to see you all. Welcome, welcome. Please do register. Today, I will introduce two new activities, brand new activities for you as optional activities. And I developed one of these just today, actually last night and today. So it's like very recent. And you are the first group who will witness this. This is hot from the oven, and I'll share it with you the first time today. And you can find the files in the seminar section. If you go to today's seminar section, the files are updated. And feel free to download the files. Okay. Shall we get started? Welcome to Seminar 9. Let's get started. Remember in the lecture, I mentioned Masuma Bottura, and they dropped lemon tart, and then they turned it into a brand. Oops, I dropped the lemon tart is the brand of this new dish, and this is a Michelin star dish. So you can turn accidents and chaos into creativity, just like here. No matter how broken you are, you can always find a way to rebuild yourself. And it takes a matter of courage and creativity to do that. And I hope you will find ways to do that in your life. I have written this article recently. I want to share it with you. 43 movies that changed my life. So I compiled a list of 43 mind-blowing, life-changing, jaw-dropping movies. These are thought-provoking, great movies that, I think these are among my favorite top movies in the world. And I have watched hundreds of movies, hundreds of them. So I'm hoping that you will find these movies very inspirational and very creative, and they will be extremely useful to establish your own creativity. So think of these as master classes in creativity, and watch these movies if you haven't done so. So click on the link and you will find all the trailers of each movie. And I also summarize each movie with a lesson. Okay, so read that lesson as well. So watch the trailers, read the lessons, and if you really like the movie trailer, then watch the whole movie, because I think it's like worth it. Like, these are amazing challenges, and I did this challenge as part of my 43 challenges. Remember Richard Branson challenge? I'm doing it myself. So this is one of those challenges. I told myself I will identify 43 movies that changed my life. And these are the 43 movies that changed my life. And therefore, I share them with you. Okay, so enjoy watching these. Remember, your portfolio is due August 25th, and you need to have all these elements: job advertisement, CV, cover letter, poster, asset creation project, 2 weekly creative challenges, top 10 things you learned from the classes, and top 10 things you changed, improved in your life because of this module, and 7 activities, seminar activities, whichever you choose. So remember, we have already done a lot of seminar activities, and you can choose 7 of these. Okay. The activity 1 was top 10 employable skills. Activity 2, evidence table for self-directed learning activities. Activity 3 was flower exercise. Remember, activity 4 was choose one of these options. Activity 5 was benchmarking table. Sorry, my cat is being naughty. I don't know what happened to her. Sorry for her noise. Seminar 6, Canvas activity, whichever you choose. Seminar 7, Design Thinking application, either a hat or a shoe, remember. Seminar 8, Cafe exercise. And Seminar 9, you will choose one of these, or maybe two of them. 6 hats thinking is one option. Balbin rows, birthday challenges. This one, I have done it. I've started doing this. 16 personalities, and why a strength survey. Remember, you'll choose one or two of these, okay? You can choose just one. Okay, so today I'll introduce a 10th activity. I developed this activity just last night, so I'm really excited about this, and I don't know what you will think about it. Hopefully you'll find it useful. I'll introduce it in a minute. And seminar activity 11, this one, I mentioned this to you in the class, actually, in the lecture. I turned it into a seminar activity because I think it's like really worth it. If you spend some time on this, I really find this a very useful activity. So remember the asset creation worksheet toolkit that we prepared for our squash book? I turned it into an exercise. So you can also include that as a seminar exercise, seminar activity. Okay, so today I will be introducing seminar activity 10. We won't have time for seminar activity 11 today, but we will do this activity 11 next week. Okay, so we will do this seminar activity 11. You'll have more time next week to do this. In next week's seminar, we will continue to activity 11. Okay, so let me introduce activity 10. This is called the cube activity. It is about your journey as a hero. How will you create a life that is built on your strengths and passions? So I decided that I turn it into like a holistic exercise. I created a cube. I mean, last night, it was after midnight that I continued doing this, and I think I went to bed at like 3 a.m. or something like that, because I was busy creating this. So here is it. I included 6 exercises here, and they make up the cube. Think of this cube as an iBox. It is the guide to you to discover yourself. Okay, so it includes 6 different exercises, and I created this. Let me stop sharing this and show it to you as well. I created this cube as well last night, so you can see each surface represents a different exercise here. The ocean is number 1. It represents your strengths, and then the river, it represents your excitements, interests. And then number 3 is the jungle. This is the outer world, the external world and problems that you need to solve, figure out your contributions. And number 4 is the cottage. This is your home. This is about your values, ethics, soul. And then number 5 is the intersection of all. It is the foundation of this cube. So it is the combination of these 4 surfaces. You know, 1, 2, 3, and 4. They come together in this number 5. Number 5 is the garden. This is the garden of your asset creation. Okay, so you create your own assets in this garden, and this is on the basis of these 4 surfaces. The other 4, think of these 4 walls. There are 4 walls, right? Each of these, at the intersection of them, you find your sweet spot, and that sweet spot is your asset creation zone. So number 5 is all about your asset creation. How will you create your own assets? And then number 6, the final one, this is the upper intersection. So it is again the intersection of 1, 2, 3, and 4, but it is the upper roof of the cube. And the roof it represents the sky. So number 6 is the mountain. Search for your own Everest. So it is about achieving your full potential, actualizing yourself. Okay. So yeah, this is the cube. I created it just last night. I hope you like it. And I turned it into a video actually. Let me show it to you as well. And we'll do this exercise now, okay? So here's the video. Sorry, this was last minute, so it might not be like high quality. And I'll share with you. Now, these 6 journeys, you'll go on these 6 journeys now. Let's implement this and see how it goes, okay? Okay, this is the journey that I will take you today. So first of all, this is the cube exercise. This is the poster of it. And this is, think of it as your handout. It is our guide. We start with all these surfaces, okay? Each surface is an exercise. Let's start with the ocean now. The ocean is the first surface, okay? And let's follow this guide. So we start with the first surface here in this cube, the ocean. Our motto here is discover your strengths. You will discover your strengths in this journey. Imagine, I now want you to really relax for this journey, okay? Open your notebook, get your pencil or pen, be comfortable, eliminate all the other thoughts. Focus on this journey only, okay? Focus on your journey only. Open your notebook and get your pencil and really relax. Take some deep breaths. Take some deep breaths. Attend to the moment. Be aware of this moment. Be aware of your breaths. Do a gentle massage to yourself, your shoulders maybe. Take deep breaths. Okay. Be gentle to yourself. Do a massage to your face. Be gentle. You really need to take good care of yourself. And you're now taking very good care of yourself. You are content with yourself. You just do a good massage to your head a little bit. Take deep breaths. Remember, you are your best friend. You need to take very good care of yourself. Okay? Eliminate all these anxieties, negativities, stresses. Okay? Give yourself a good massage. Tense yourself and then release. Release. All that tension, stress goes away. Okay? So now let's start our first journey. You delve into the ocean. Imagine, take deep breaths, and you can close your eyes if you want. Imagine you are delving into a giant ocean, perhaps the Atlantic Ocean or Pacific Ocean. Imagine that you can breathe underwater. You are just swimming, walking, exploring, everything underwater. You are in your zone of genius. You love it there, okay? You come across an old chest. This is a treasure chest. You say, wow, this is at the bottom of the ocean. What is this? You open the treasure chest immediately to see what's inside. And when you open this chest, treasure chest, what do you find? Open your notebook and make a list of all the things that are in your treasure box. What do you find there? Just make a quick list. Do you find some jewelry? Do you find some antiques? Do you find some valuable things? Gold, maybe? Do you find Bitcoin or non-fungible tokens there? I don't know. What do you find? Just make a list. Okay, so this treasure chest, it actually represents your best strengths. Open your eyes now. This treasure chest, it represents your best strengths. Now I want you to make a list. Open a new page in your notebook and call it the ocean treasure chest. And then what is inside? Make a list of all your best talents, best skills, best strengths, gifts, and expertise and knowledge. So please come up with a long list of these. Whatever comes to your mind, make a list of them. Okay, this is your treasure chest. What are you really skilled at? Where are your talents? Where are your strengths? Make a list of them, please. Don't think too hard, just keep it flowing, keep writing. So we are in the ocean, okay, and you are now making a list of all your strengths. Okay. Think about your CV. What do you have on your CV? Do you have particular skills that you list there? You can include them. Employable skills, maybe teamwork, communication, languages, driving. Do you know how to drive? Then write it. Reading a lot of books, maybe. What are you really good at? Think about all the things that you are good at, that things that come naturally to you. You can naturally shine in these things. What are they? Make a list. Continue your list. Continue your list. Can you cook some particular dishes? What are your strengths? Do you have empathy? Do you have a long-term vision? Are you dedicated? Do you work hard? Are you persistent? So think of all your strengths. Make a list of them. Do you really care about your relationships, maybe? Do you have some good habits? You can mention your good habits. So think of any strength that you can have, yeah? You currently have. What do you have? Make a list of all these strengths, okay? Include your talents. For example, I love inspiring people. One of my strengths is being a positive person. I love motivating others. So what are your strengths? Like, make sure you mention them. You can also ask your parents or your best friends, your colleagues, what do they think about you? Are you a kind person, let's say? Do you smile, laugh a lot? Are you a fun person to be around? So mention all of these, yeah? If you are not sure, you can ask people around you, okay? Okay, let's try to wrap this up. The longer the list, the better. You know, if you have about 20 items or more, then that's great. You can continue at home afterwards as well. But for now, let's wrap this up. Any questions, please feel free to ask, by the way. You can shout or write up. Okay. Okay, let's wrap this up. Okay, let's continue with the second journey now. The second journey is the river. Identify what excites you. Now we go to a river, okay? And imagine that you are now rafting along this fast streaming river. So there is a lot of movement here. There is a lot of excitement. Imagine that. You can close your eyes if you want. You are on this river, fast streaming river, and you are an amazing rafter. Imagine that you are rocking it. You are rafting on it. Everything is flowing really well. You have the momentum. You achieved momentum in whatever you do. You forget about time and place. You just enjoy your rafting activity. You love what you are doing. And you actually leave a piece of yourself in what you do. You leave a piece of yourself in what you do. Perhaps you leave your soul, your creativity, or your love in what you do. Greeks call this meraki, and Turks call it merak. It's the same word, actually. So the raft that you are onto, it represents your chops, curiosities, hobbies, obsessions, and passions. So these are all the things that excite you, okay? You are on this river, right? Flowing on this river, rafting on this river. It's a fast streaming river. It is very exciting. You feel really excited, okay? So I want you to make a long list of your curiosities, hobbies, obsessions, passions. What makes you excited? So we are in the river exercise now. The river represents whatever excites you, yeah, or your raft, you are rafting, right? So your raft and the river, they represent whatever excites you. So make a list of all the things that excite you. What are you excited about in your life currently? Make a list. What gives you excitement? These might be activities that you enjoy doing. You might include some hobbies. Do you love reading, let's say? What type of books? Do you love watching some TV dramas? Which ones? Do you love watching movies? Do you love walking in nature? Do you love exercising, let's say, or doing some sports? Do you love doing some artwork, being creative, maybe? Do you have any passions, obsessions, curiosities, interests? Which topics are you interested in? You might also include a list of topics here. Let's say you love reading on this and this and this. Maybe you are interested in space. Maybe you are interested in artificial intelligence. Maybe you are interested in the future. Okay, well, like, so make a list of all the things that you are interested in, all the things that excite you. This might be anything. Maybe it is cooking some dishes. Maybe it is some desserts, some particular dishes, or a particular restaurant, or a particular place. Maybe think of some places that excite you. Maybe it is traveling. You love traveling to new cities, other cities, exploring new cultures, maybe. Are you fascinated by, let's say, languages? What fascinates you? Like, make a long list, okay? Keep flowing, keep it flowing. Keep writing, please. What are you obsessed about? Maybe you love hats or shoes or books or board games. Maybe you are a board game fan. Maybe you are passionate about Shawn Mendes or Taylor Swift, whatever. Are you a fan of BTS, whatever? So make a list of all these, yeah? What excites you? All the things in your life that give you pleasure, excitement. Let's say you are looking forward to these activities. What are they? Perhaps you forget about the time and the place. You are completely immersed in that activity, maybe. You love it so much that you forget about time and place. You experience flow. Everything is flowing. Okay? So please continue your list. Keep writing. Make a list. Continue your list. Keep writing. What other hobbies do you have? What are you interested in? Make a list of your interests, hobbies. Do you love solving puzzles? Do you love any games? Do you love any sports? Do you love attending some training programs or music? Which type of music do you love? Do you love attending concerts or any other events? So you can also think about what excited you recently. Like, when have you been really excited recently? Oh, I love doing this. Write those down as well. What did you love doing recently? Think about your past week or past month. Which are your like sweet memories? Maybe you have gone somewhere. Maybe you met your friends. Put the names of your friends here then. Okay. Maybe you have walked around the lake on campus and you loved it. Maybe you explored, went to some place which was new for you. Let's say you went to Sheringham or explored a new town in East Anglia, whatever, like whatever excites you, yeah? Maybe you ate an amazing cake. You can write about that. Make a list of all these things, yeah? And you want to increase these in your life. You want to increase the number of things that give you excitement, yeah? You want to expand these. But of course, you need to be careful about bad habits as well. Like if you are obsessed about, let's say, bad habit, let's say binge watching for too long time, then you need to be careful, of course. But you get the idea. Like balanced activities such as picnics, exploring nature, walking, exercising, all these things, make sure you include them. Yeah, art, being involved in art, drawing, painting, doodling, all these things, listening to music, etc. Okay, let's wrap this up. Please finish your list. Let's continue with the third journey now. You're into the jungle. Let me find the third surface here. The jungle. You are into the jungle. You will figure out your contributions now. The jungle represents the outer world. So imagine that you can close your eyes if you want. You enter this huge tropical forest. It's a jungle out there. This is the outer world that you are facing. This is your environment. There is a lot of risk, a lot of uncertainty. You don't know what will you be facing. What will you face out there in the jungle? Maybe there are some hidden dangers. You don't know. The world is full of wicked problems, complex challenges. This is the world out there that you are facing. Think about the job market. Think about the world that we live in and the problems in it. You don't know what you encounter in this jungle. Nevertheless, you continue walking, exploring, and you go on your journey. You intend to carve your own path. You want to make your own mark in this jungle, in this world. Yeah. And you are carrying a shovel and an axe. These are your tools, toolkits. So you have some tools and toolkits with you under your belt. And think about all your projects that you want to do in this jungle, in the outer world. So what will be your contribution? How will you add value? And how will you solve problems? And how will you survive and thrive in this jungle? Okay, so I want you to open your eyes now, open your notebook, use your pencil, open a new, fresh page now. Make a long list of all the projects, solutions, systems, models, innovations that you would like to create. Okay, think about your contribution. What will you contribute to the world out there? The world out there is a jungle, right? How will you contribute? Which problems will you grapple with, address, and solve? How will you create value or add value? What will be your unique value proposition? And how will you contribute to the problems that are out there? Okay, so please make a list of all the ideas that come to your mind. Projects, how will you contribute? How will you create value? Which problems will you be solving? For example, will you work on inequality? Let's say rich are very rich, poor are very poor, right? And this is a huge problem because it creates huge inequality in the world out there. How can you solve this problem? If you care about this problem, then think about some ideas, some projects. Maybe your career, in your career, there might be an angle that you can contribute, yeah? Maybe you will establish your own NGO or your own charity. So come up with all the ideas and projects that you can do, okay? What other problems will you be addressing? For example, you are into digitalization, let's say. These new technologies are coming, artificial intelligence, metaverse, non-fungible tokens, blockchain. How will you adapt to this jungle? This is a new jungle, right? The metaverse is a jungle. Nobody knows what is out there. And it is being created as we speak. So what do you want to do, let's say, in this jungle, in this world, which is like Wild West out there, you know? It's a gold rush, right? Everybody is trying to achieve something in this jungle. Think about these new technologies, blockchain, cryptocurrencies, non-fungible tokens, the metaverse, artificial intelligence. We don't know much about these. Yet they are transforming the world as we know it. And they are transforming your job market. So this jungle is your job market as well. So how will you position yourself in the job market? Why should they hire you? What toolkits do you have? What problems can you solve? How will you bring your contribution to the table? Please come up with as many ideas as you can. Okay, which problems will you address, will you solve or try to solve? So please continue your list. Keep writing. Keep writing, keep creating ideas. Let's try to wrap this up. Let's wrap it up. Okay. Let's continue with the next one. This is the fourth journey. So we finished 1, the ocean, 2, the river, 3, the jungle, and now the fourth wall of this cube. We are now in the fourth wall. Think of this as a house. This is the fourth wall of this house. Yeah. So let's continue with journey 4. It is called the cottage. So imagine that, again, you can close your eyes if you want. Imagine that you have a cottage in this jungle. This cottage is your home. Okay, it is your anchor. When you get tired in the jungle, you need a place to restore yourself. So you go back to your home to get rest. Okay. Imagine that this is your lovely cottage. Yeah, you are having a rest there. You are eating, resting, sleeping, nourishing yourself, revitalizing, but also you are also reflecting on yourself. So this cottage represents your emotional, spiritual core. It represents who you are. So it represents your values, your purpose, your spirit, your story, your personal brand. So what do you stand for? So please make a long list of your values and respond to the following questions. Please make a list of all of these. Again, open your eyes now, get your pencil, open a fresh page in your notebook, say the cottage, and now please make a list of all your values. Virtues, values, and respond to the following questions. What are you proud of? Make a list of all the things that you are proud of. These are really connected to your values. You know, if you are proud of, let's say, accomplishing something, you will realize that those are all related, connected to your values. Yeah. So make a list of all the things that you are proud of now. What are you proud of? Make a list. Write them down. What do you stand for? Why? Why do you do this? Whatever you do. Are you asking yourself why question? So write down all your whys. How do you answer to the question why? Why are you doing this? Why? Try to respond to that. Where is your heart? Where is your meaning? Where is your calling? And what is your mission in this life? What's your purpose? Think about your purpose. Again, come up with a list of things again for each question. What do you stand for? What is your story? Do you have a story? Can you summarize it? What about your personal brand? How do people talk about you when you are not there? Let's say you are not there, but people are talking about you. How do they talk about you? Are they using like positive words? What kind of words? Write them down. You are hoping that they are talking positively about you, right? So what are they mentioning? Imagine and write them down. These are all related to your values, to your purpose, and who you are. Yeah. So you are trying to find your spiritual core or emotional core. Why do you live? What is your philosophy? Think about your philosophy. Do you have a philosophy? Write it down. Do you have any mottos or quotes that summarize your life philosophy? You can find some quotes, mottos as well. What really inspires you? Where do you get your courage from? Are you courageous? And why? All these questions, yeah? Just so write whatever comes to your mind, okay? Okay, let's try to wrap this up as well. Quickly finish your list. So we now finished the 4 walls of this cube, yeah? We finished the walls of the cube. Now, let's continue with the basis of this cube, which is journey 5. The basis of this cube, think of this as the foundation of your house, yeah, of this cube. The foundation connects all these 4 walls, right? It is the interconnection of all these 4 walls. So you are trying to establish your garden now. Okay, let's continue with journey 5. Open a new fresh notebook in fresh new page in your notebook. Journey 5 is your garden. And remember, your garden is at the heart of these 4 things. You know, the ocean, the river, the jungle, the cottage, you know, all these things come together in this garden. Imagine that you are creating your own playing field in this in the jungle, and that is your garden. Okay, so you find a large patch of land to seed your own plants, and this is your garden. Okay, and you are the gardener. You will grow your own seeds in this garden. So you sow your seeds, you are a farmer, you are a grower of your own crops. And your crops represent all your assets in this life, all your investments, your creations. Okay, so you will establish your game of asset creation. So in this exercise, please make a long list of all your assets that you hope to build. Can you buy some assets such as gold, Bitcoin, Ethereum, stocks, real estate, investments? Can you buy some of these? If you don't have them, try to buy them, yeah? Which ones will you be buying? So create a current inventory. What do you have currently? Do you have a house? Do you have a car? Will you be buying some of these? Yeah. And then in the second part, which is even more important, think about the assets that you can create out of thin air. Let's say you don't have any money. How will you create your assets then? You can use your creativity, hard work, right? You can work as this gardener. So imagine this big garden of yours. Yeah. What projects will you be creating on this garden? Books. Think about, will you write some books? Will you invent new stuff? For example, this cube, I invented it just last night, right? So this is an asset. So you can invent new assets like these using your imagination. I created this from my imagination, last night. And it is so fun to create new things like this. You can just create this out of thin air. I used my imagination. You can do this as well for your own creations. Okay. So what will you be creating? Will you write poetry? Will you create your own fashion line? Will you create videos, artwork, your own brand, your own products, services, your own business? Will you become an entrepreneur and establish a business? Will you establish your own blog, write on Medium maybe, establish your YouTube or TikTok or Instagram? Will you create some content, etc.? So make a list, please. Make your list. What do you wish to create? Make a long list of whatever comes to your mind, okay? And this is the basis of the cube, yeah? Your asset game, your game of asset creation. That's the basis. It brings together all these four walls. It's like the intersection, it's the basis, okay? So please continue your list. Try to wrap it up. You can continue this, by the way, at home. So for now, let's try to wrap it up. I want you to think of at least 3 assets that you can create out of thin air. So decide on at least three assets. Write them down, please. You can say videos, some writing, or a business. You can say I'll establish a business, etc. Invent a product maybe. Okay, so let's wrap this up. The last journey. Now we are at the top of the cube. This is the upper surface of the cube. We call it the mountain. This is your Everest. You will now climb your own Everest. You are searching for your own Everest, your own full potential, right? And this is your mountain. So this mountain represents your greatest desires, aspirations, goals, dreams, wishes, accomplishments. What do you want to achieve? I want you to imagine your future self at the top of this mountain after, let's say, 10 years, okay? Where will you be in 10 years? Imagine yourself at the peak of this mountain, your own Everest in 10 years, in 2032. So what will you accomplish? Please make a list. Where do you want to be in 10 years? Can you visualize yourself? What do you want to achieve? List some accomplishments. Visualize them. Will you establish your own company? What type of assets will you create? How much money will you be making in 10 years, after 10 years? Maybe you are a millionaire. How will you become a millionaire? Think about that. How will you achieve your financial freedom or your freedom in life in general? Maybe you won't have to work in 10 years. You are a top entrepreneur, let's say, top artist, and you inspire millions of people maybe. So maybe you don't have to even work, maybe. You have your financial freedom even. Okay, think about that. So what will you do with your life then? Will you travel the world? What are some of your dreams? Make a list of them as well. What will be your legacy? What do you wish to do? Maybe do you want to see some new countries, visit some new countries? Do you want to achieve success in what field? So make a list of all these things, yeah? and be courageous. You know, don't limit yourself. Okay, so let's finalize this as well. So let's finalize this. You can make a list of all these things again, okay? And respond to these questions in your answers. Create ideas. So I just wanted to share with you this cube project. This is my new asset. I created this idea last night, turned it into slides, and I created these 6 journeys, and I created 6 metaphors. As you can see, the ocean is your strength, river your interest, the jungle is your contributions, the cottage is your values, the garden is your assets, and the mountain is your future self. Yeah. So, and this is the poster that I created. I created a cube as well, and I created a video as well. So this will be like a poster. I will sell this as a poster maybe, and then it can be turned into a cube. And you can put this cube as an inspirational thing. You can write your answers on the surface of this cube. Yeah, you can write your answers on these 6 surfaces and then put it as an inspirational item on your desk. And that will be your asset. Yeah, that will be an asset that I create. Yeah, so this was my vision, and I wanted to share it with you. And I will now write and turn it into an article and a guide. Maybe I'll create YouTube videos and a small ebook, and I will invent a new product from it. Yeah, so that's it, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this journey. Did you enjoy my invention, the cube? Did you find it useful? Okay, so this is the end of our seminar. I'll post the QR code. So any feedback, feel free to share it, okay? So do you think I can sell this as a product? Did you enjoy the product? Would you buy this if I offered it in the market? Would you buy this? We'll see how it goes, yeah? But I'm really excited, so I wanted to share it with you. Okay, thank you, everyone. Have a great, amazing weekend. I'll see you next week. We'll continue, okay? So this is the QR code. Thanks again. Have a great week, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Bye-bye. Thank you.